Good evening, everybody. Welcome in on a Friday night, and we're going to have just a totally normal night where nothing new or exciting has happened whatsoever, except
Boring
for
day.
the
Not a
the
thing.
hiring of a brand new producer on the back end, who may be the most talented and expensive producer that we could have possibly had. But we'll get to that. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm good on this very mild news unworthy day. It's just very mundane and not much to talk about. So I don't know how we're going to get through tonight.
Unassuming, one might say, as though nothing could happen. It's just a day where everybody should have stayed in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of staying in bed, somebody who never gets anything done and is a lazy bum, Mr. Marvin Montanero.
Yeah, you know me, just never working, just
You've been talking to his wife?
just always lazing about. Just haven't met a couch I haven't vegged out on for the entire day.
Yeah, always trying to figure out what in the world you're actually doing for this organization.
Right.
Next up, Mr. Nolan Thunder.
Load up the coffee, guys. Up all night. So let's do it.
I don't think you need any coffee. You seem to
No.
be doing quite well. Martin Stone, what have you been up to?
Good.
Not much. Just watching a little YouTube, reading some books.
Hmm.
Trying to keep up with you guys.
Well, we're not doing a darn thing, so I don't think that's going to be too difficult. The person who's going to put the lie to all of this is, of course, our fearless leader, WDW Pro.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be here. Happy to be here. And you know what? Let me put myself over there. There we go. We'll put Marvin in Nolan's center. Yes, it's a big day. We told folks that there was going to be big news. We told people that you needed to pay attention to this Friday. And what a week it's been. 200,000 subscribers on the Pro channel. And also in the very same week, something that we've been working on for a year. Folks, these things don't just come together all of a sudden. This has been in the works for 1 year. It was first, I guess, thought about by Valiant Renegade and Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers. I know that Drunk 3POJ was early on in thinking about this. And what we've decided to do over the past year is Geeks and Gamers wanted a newsroom. They wanted real journalists. And we wanted to increase the signal and boost the megaphone and get something going. And we saw an opportunity for both sides there. And of course, I still own That Park Place. Well, the company that I own owns That Park Place. Jeremy still owns Geeks and Gamers. Well, the company that Jeremy owns still owns Geeks and Gamers. You get the idea, folks. But we're going to be working in concert now. We're combining newsrooms together. Jonas is now going to be the director of whatever it is he's going to be the director of.
Website operations, I believe.
Website operations. So he's now going to be in charge of geeksandgamers.com, as well as thatparkplace.com, as well as other things that people don't know about yet because we don't have everything announced yet. Marvin is going to be taking over as managing editor at geeksandgamers.com. Alex Kurzo will still remain as the editor-in-chief, but Marvin's going to be managing editor as well as editor-in-chief of thatparkplace.com. This is a huge move for both organizations. I've talked to Jeremy, and Jeremy has... in fact, Jeremy was over at the house a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about this, and Jeremy said, this is the biggest thing that his organization has taken on. This is the biggest thing that our organization has taken on in terms of partnering with somebody. And so it's very exciting. It's something we've been working on for a very, very long time. We believe that both sides are going to explode as a result of this. And there's some other business stuff behind the scenes too that's happening that Marvin knows about, which we believe is going to significantly increase. Lots of things going on.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimately, what are we aiming for, folks? We're not aiming to compete with any of your favorite content creators out there. That's not our job. We don't want to take you away from your favorite websites that you have bookmarked in your browsers. We don't want you to unsubscribe to anybody. We're going after the corporate media. That's who we're going after now. And we have put the flag in the sand and said, we are here. If you are one of the big companies out there in the legacy media, and you think that you can continue to spew nonsense and propaganda every single day, lie about gaming, lie about TV shows, lie about theme parks, we're coming for you. And with the two organizations combined, it's like watching the Power Rangers turn into a Megazord all of a sudden. And Marvin, of course, is the Green Ranger.
Bless your heart.
You're welcome, Jason.
I do have the Dragon Dagger up on my my shelf there. So
I knew it. I still know it. And you are the Green Ranger. Lorn, Kevin, well, welcome, I guess, to a channel that's now part of the G&G orbit. I don't know exactly what we are. I don't know if maybe Jeremy's part of the TPP orbit, but we'll work all that stuff out later on. But happy to be here on Lorn and Apollo. It's been a few months since I've been on with you guys, and happy to be here.
Glad to have you. And this is the best news that you could give us starting off for the night. I am curious, though. What do you think the biggest immediate impact of this is going to be? And what are you most excited about that you can announce that'll be coming up soon?
Well, personally, the biggest change for me will be that I'll be writing now for Geeks and Gamers to some extent. We haven't quite figured out what my schedule allows for. Might be 1 or 2 articles a week. I'm not going to decrease the number I do on That Park Place. I know that Marvin's going to be writing over there as well. You're going to see a lot of our names over on Geeks and Gamers. I think also later down the road, you're going to start seeing some of our personalities be on Geeks and Gamers stuff. You're also going to see the same thing reciprocated on our side. And in terms of things that we have not yet announced, what is it that we could give some sort of a little hint about what we might be doing? Let's just say that 200K is going to bring some changes to the channel. We're not ready to announce those yet, but you're going to see changes to the membership. We think we're going to give people an even better value beyond. And we've got some original content creation stuff that is going to knock your socks off. So
I would say, Pro, the biggest direct impact that we're going to see immediately is on my sleep schedule.
Less time with the pillow, eh?
A little less.
That's right.
All right. We do have some gifted memberships that have been granted by WDW Pro himself. There's 10 of them out there. Be sure to thank your gifter if you received one of those. We love you guys out there. Happy to see you all in the crowd tonight. And also another one by Nolan Thunder, gifting 1 WDW Pro membership. If you received that, be sure to let Nolan know. And
did Nolan himself get it again?
Not this time.
That,
The funniest thing that's ever happened. He gifts 1 membership and it goes to himself.
Of course. Of course.
Corruption?
We have Archer Merchant for 5. Calling it early tonight, but good luck with the new prospects. Thoughts on establishing an actual con, perhaps? I'd definitely invest.
I think there are opportunities for That Park Place and Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker and Ripiverse and all of those groups to get together for, something in the future that would please the fans. We'll see how that goes. If it goes that way, who knows? Maybe I'll have to get the blazer out for public.
Next up, we got Araxis for 2. Will we still get the chance to rib Jonas in chat?
All you want.
Everybody was worried. They were fearful. They were terrified that Jonas had left us for good. No, folks, he's been upgraded. He's got a new director title, but Jonas will still be the producer of the Pro Show. That is something that he made known early on in the negotiations, is that he loves doing the Pro Show and he doesn't want to go anywhere else. So Jonas will continue to be there to both correct our language and face a ribbing supreme.
Drunk 3PO in the chat. So.
We've got
Hey, Jay. Jay was trying to lurk. Oh, good try, Jay. G-double-J, thank you for outing poor Jay as he's out there just trying to see what it is we're going to say about this today. Yep. By the way, I received one of the nicest text messages from Jay, and I have not had a chance to see what he has said back, if anything. But Jay, shout out to you. And again, sorry you got outed by a gifted membership. It'll get you every time.
Hi, Jay. Nom de Plume, gifting 5 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you for that, and I'm sure that everybody in the chat appreciates that as well.
That's right.
The Dead Man for $1.99. Power to the 199. Anyone tired of winning?
Never.
Winning.
Nope.
We've got GJ Jensen, 1,000, becoming a YouTube member. I don't know at what level, but thanks for joining the crew. We've got Araxis gifting 10 WDW Pro memberships. Boy, you guys are being generous tonight. This is a party.
Yeah, get
I'm
that
telling
Araxis
you.
video out.
In the neon glow we rise, electric pulse it mesmerize.
That video was better than Tron.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Not really hard to do.
GJ Jensen again, gifting 5 WDW Pro memberships.
You know what? We need to celebrate that. You won't believe how much we paid for this one.
You're the one who's out of this world, sweet baby. You're the one who's out of this world.
God dang it, from the bottom of our hearts here on the WDW Pro channel, thank you.
You got Robert De Niro to come and sing a song on this show?
Of course. He
Modern
loves us.
Robert De Niro?
He loves us. We listen, we wheelchaired him right on out of his restaurant, and he was so happy to do it. We told him that we were anti-Trump for 5 minutes, and he fell for it.
Now when he says, "Are you talking to me?" he's actually serious.
Yeah, exactly.
I so hope the Mexican Iron Man's out there somewhere. Butter Biscuit for 2. Great to see my 2 favorite crews kicking it.
Hey, good to see you, Butter Biscuit.
And Bookstore Thor. I'm so excited to see what the future holds.
That's right, folks. And Bookstore Thor is actually an author. Marvin, you want to talk about that?
He is. If you guys see Trevor Denning over there on our on that Park Place, he's going to be writing for Geeks and Gamers as well. One of the backbones of our writing team, our stellar writing team that I'm super proud of, and can't wait. He's going to be doing more for us in the very near future, and sky's the limit.
Yeah, we've got Archer Merchant for 5. Also, one more. Thoughts on if the new Saudi company establishing in Hollywood might try to also take a stab at the WB bids?
Ooh.
I think the Saudi company should have come into Hollywood about a decade ago. It's like, it's like buying an auto plant right now in Detroit. I just don't know that it's the way to go.
I think I think that the biggest shakeup in the WB bid is going to be Universal. And I think that the reason for that is Harry Potter. I think that they're going to move heaven and hell to try to get their hands on all of Harry Potter.
It's an interesting take. Anybody got a counter view?
I have to wonder, though. I think everybody's pretty much in agreement that the Fox-Disney merger should have never happened.
Yeah.
Disney especially.
Yeah. Well, Bob Iger.
They spent all that money to buy the X-Men and the Fantastic Four.
Well, Bob Iger will never skip an opportunity to spend someone else's money. But I think the government will have a really hard time wanting to allow another major studio to buy another major studio. That's why I don't really think we're going to get much traction out of this Paramount thing. I personally think it would be a disaster, but that's.
Well,
I was excited enough about about WB splitting in 2 and taking, jettisoning the dead weight and flying off with streaming and movies. I mean, they're having a phenomenal box office year. Not that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, but pretty much everything else has hit.
Anti-T for the movie. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
They're pro Aerith.
all right, guys. Pro, did you want to take a stab at that next story, or did you want to save that for later?
Are you talking about this story by Jonas J. Campbell?
Hit it.
All right, folks, let's read it from Jonas J. Campbell. That Park Place and Geeks and Gamers are combining. It says That Park Place is proud to announce on Geeks and Gamers that we are joining forces to bring you even more news coverage with a heavy dose of 199 thrown in. That Park Place was founded in 2021 to cover theme park news, travel, and entertainment, and be the home of Scooper. WDW Pro, as the largest and most powerful media companies on the planet, lost their collective minds. The mission of That Park Place to cover all the news that should be fun quickly became embroiled in the culture war. Scoops and analyses from Pro were cited by Breitbart, The Daily Wire, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, as opposed to Dr. Jordan A. Peterson, Tim Pool, and many more. At the prodding of our good friend Valiant Renegade, we added YouTube to the mix, and we're proud to say that our largest channel recently hit 200,000 subscribers in only a few years. By the way, That Park Place is not shabby either. That Park Place, I believe, Marvin, is it at 30 right now?
Last time I checked, it was somewhere around there, I thought.
Getting close to 30, if it's not already at 30. I mean, it is growing. As the site grew, we collaborated with more creators, writers, and journalists like our now editor-in-chief, Marvin Montanaro. Marvin is a written word content production powerhouse, finding himself cited by not only some of the sources referenced above, but also Forbes and even the White House. No joke.
That was a fun day.
Fantastic
We
stuff.
realized that was a fun day.
That's right. The FCC, is that right? Marvin has cited that Park Place. Yeah,
cited us in their investigation of Disney. Actually.
Yep. Disney loves us. When we started talking about a collaboration in late 2024 and early 2025, everyone involved knew that if this worked, it would be huge. At times, we had to stop ourselves from talking about what this will end up being and focus on what we have in front of us today. The Geeks and Gamers website relaunched. The entire team here is dedicated to bringing the 199 community and beyond the go-to hub for entertainment, pop culture, sports, and gaming. We've got stiff competition in that arena from the IGNs, the Polygons, and the Screen Rants, who work hand in hand with the big entertainment companies to tell you what to want. That is not how it is going to be on Geeks and Gamers, and unfortunately for them, that stiff competition might also have rigor mortis, which is a Halloween term, folks. Halloween term. Don't look that up online if you don't know what it means. Don't look it up. It's gonna haunt your dreams. All right, folks. So that's the story there, and we're already seeing, if you go over here to Geeks and Gamers, I'm in competition right now with Marvin because he's got an article out there. I think his article might be doing better than mine on Geeks and Gamers. So I'm inclined to show mine just to try to get a little pep in my step. Marvin's beating me already.
Well,
but
we covered both sides of it because you took the opinion side of talking about the failures with The Last Jedi, and I took just the straight up facts, and together you and I have created a well-rounded look at this situation.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to talk about this later in the show. Is that right, guys?
Yep.
Fantastic. Wonderful. But I will say, now that we know how much money was spent on the rise of Palpatine, we now know that Disney believed what it was selling to the legacy media, that it was Russian bots and trolls. So they were the only ones who did not like round-headed Ryan Johnson. They believed it. They believed it, and they spent way too much money, so much they could never recoup it. Never, oh, never say never.
We have not seen green milk since days of Soviet Union.
It tastes like watered down Fruity Pebbles. The peoples, they will love them.
Milk was white when you got in line to get it, then it's green by the time you get to head.
So I got to stick in a question here because some of the news, I didn't put any stories in here about this tonight, but it sounds like they're trying to transition a little closer to original trilogy stuff again.
Oh, they have been for a while. Yeah.
Well, yes, but they're being a little more overt about it now. And I'm curious, Pro, are you still confident in that bet about that young child being Luke Skywalker's son?
Why? Have you found out something that I don't know yet since I've been so busy? Is there something that makes me worry about that bet?
Well, I'm just curious if your position is still firm.
Well, not only do I sense that they are trying in every way possible to get back to the OG characters, which would then lead more credence to that rumor. But also, Lorn, we've been hearing now that Kathy's farewell might involve greenlighting a cartoon version of the original trilogy and rebooting it that way. And I got to say, I would not bet on them making big changes to A New Hope when they do the cartoon version, if they do. But after that, if it's successful, you know that they're going to do like Blizzard did with Vanilla WoW. When they got to Burning Crusade, suddenly they wanted to put their stuff in there. That's going to be what Lucasfilm does if they get a second film. You know they'll be like, what if we change this and this and this? Oh, and a content warning. Oh, we got to have it. This might trigger people. Got to change that. You know they'd love to go to bat at making some changes to what George did.
It's going to be awesome to see the Star Wars original trilogy as assembled by committee.
So I see in the chat there's all these people saying that this is the bet that breaks me and that I'm worried, and you hear it in my voice. All right, I'm going to double down on my bet. I'm going to bet, say, what's something else awful that you could do to me if I'm wrong about this?
I look forward, Lorn, to when we pay to send you to the theater and that's revealed that it's Luke's son at the end of the movie, and you throw your popcorn and you say, for the love of God! And the whole audience is like, what is wrong with that man? He's so angry.
The stipulation
was
that I was
chair.
I was not going to go see Starfighter. That the stipulation was that if it comes out that it's Luke Skywalker's son, then I'll watch the Highlander stuff.
He throws his shoe at the screen.
If it's not Luke Skywalker's son, then you pay me $100.
Yeah.
That was the bet.
Yeah.
So I want to see if you'll double it. I want to see if you're as confident in your position.
No, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Tell me how it is that you doubled yours. What is it you offered?
I haven't heard what you want me to do yet. This is where we're negotiating. We're seeing if we can
Season 1
actually.
of Highlander the series.
Oh, I see. Okay.
On top of Highlander 2.
Let me think about this, because I think he's faking. I think he's faking how much he dislikes Highlander. I think it's a bit.
Lorn's channeling his inner Andrew Jackson and becoming the master of the duel.
Let me think about this. Okay. If it's Luke's son or grandchild, if it's Luke's offspring, because they could throw us for a strange loop there, right? If it's Luke's offspring in any way, not only do you have to watch one more Highlander movie.
No, I was going to watch all of them.
Oh.
Not only do you have to watch all Highlander movies.
Oh, no.
You poor man.
I can't.
But
I can't sign up on that.
Also, you have to do a 2-hour dissertation video on my channel explaining all the symbolism and beauty of the Acolyte.
Oh, come on.
I don't know why for 2 hours.
There's no way.
2-hour dissertation on the symbolism and deeper meaning. I want you to go full-blown Jonathan Pajot on that thing. I want you to get into the cosmology. I want you to go into how this is derived from the ancient Babylonians. I want full PhD Lorn unleashed on the Acolyte.
There's only so many times you could tell someone they don't look fat in that dress till they stop believing you.
Yeah.
But can we even talk about the symbolism in the afterlife? Is that something we're allowed to discuss on this channel?
Do you hear what they're trying to do here, Culture? Here's why here's why I'm pushing back on this, is because I know what you're doing. You're trying to make this bet because you know that means I would have to watch the stinking show again. It's like that's perhaps a bridge too far.
I think
it's burned into your brain.
I think you're right. You are receiving inadequate compensation for your effort if you were to lose the bet. So I agree with you, and I agree with
Okay. I'll drop it down then. Okay. So all the Highlander movies.
Okay.
Plus the genre guys without Lou, because this is cruel to Lou. The genre guys have to do 3 movies that are the worst movies ever. You have to do the Garbage Pail Kids.
I don't know if you're like not poor Lou, but Hangry we can throw into the fires.
Yeah.
Hangry is pushing movies like
There's
this.
so much collateral damage happening right now.
So
Martin's actually right. Hangry would be all in on this.
So Garbage Pail
Sick
Kids
man will enjoy it.
Garbage Pail Kids, Rainbow Bride and the Star Stealer, and AI artificial intelligence from 2001.
Okay, I'm not taking this bet. This is too
Oh,
much.
come on.
No, it's like this. I'm a show for money, but $200 is not enough for what you're offering.
$250.
Manos. Okay, Pro. I think you need to throw in Manos' Hand of Fate.
Ooh, that's
Manos'
a good
Hand
idea.
of Fate.
He already won't accept. Now you want me to throw in more stuff.
That was on MST3K.
I have to bow out for a minute. I'll be back in a bit.
Oh, sure, fine.
You gotta say it like the Terminator. You're not allowed to say "I'll be back" without
Back.
Yeah, it's a rule.
Marvel.
So I know Birdemic is already in the mix for something else.
We're watching Birdemic and Cats thanks to packing protons.
I said I'm not doing Birdemic.
How come you get to exempt yourself?
Because I would have to produce that, and I just won't be available that day.
Well, how are we going to do it if you're not producing it?
I don't know. You find another schlep.
So
I'll do it.
I think when you guys are talking about awful movies, you're not digging into the James and Wynn catalog of films quite deeply enough.
Okay.
Because there's also Replicant, which is his version of Vertigo.
Well, I'm just going to tell you.
Which
You
we
can
just
come up.
did on the genre guys.
You can come up with all kinds of bad movies. There is nothing worse than Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer.
I guarantee you that Replicant is worse than Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer because I've seen both.
Whoa. Hang on a second. Hang on just a second. Open. I gotta get this image for you guys. Open image, a new tab. Let's see if it opened. No, it's teeny tiny. Hang on a second. I'm gonna get you guys. You'll see in just a second.
So while he's doing
Should
that,
we be scared?
Culture.
Of course you should.
Yeah. Did you hear about all the nothing that happened today?
Something happened today?
Yeah, it's actually been sort of an interesting day.
Well, I was watching one of my favorite, afternoon, evening programs that is nowhere close to being anything in the night. And they were talking. This Jeremy guy was talking about some kind of merger of the greatness.
Yeah.
2 hours.
I was actually watching that live. I was like, hey, something's going to happen.
That tree back there is in the shape of a star.
Oh boy.
That's a tree?
It's a tree in the shape of a star. There's nothing, if there's anything that they could ruin, they did it in this movie.
That looks a bit like the creatures from Stranger Things.
I'm almost willing to play the first 5 minutes of the movie just so you can all vomit and take the copyright strike that will happen.
I think I think you should have to watch all the movies by Paul Feig.
No, that's cruel. No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
You want to know a funny thing, though, is that the last show that we did was female directors. And when I was trying to look up the top movies from female directors, it listed Paul Feig. So
of course
that made me kind of happy.
Well, I mean, he's kind of ambiguous, let's say. That's the fancy word for saying, I don't know what that is.
It's a nice way to say it.
Yeah. Right. Makes you wonder what his airplane might look like. Go ahead, Martin.
You say that Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer is bad, and it is. But
let me put it back just so we can all stare at it while you make your argument that it's not the worst. Go ahead.
It is not unstandard fare for 80s kids movies. Oh. It's definitely worse than the Care Bear movie, for instance. But consider that Replica is the movie James Wynn made before he made Birdemic that is universally reviled. And it's not.
Yeah, I really, Martin. I just want to say that I really hate James Gunn too.
Listen, I'm willing to do it, guys. 5 seconds. I'm testing the. No. Get ready. 5 seconds.
Spring, it's in the air.
Hang on. Let's skip ahead. Wait a minute. Look at that sucker.
I don't want to watch this.
Look at this little trash. Watch this little rainbow horse. What? Ready?
Okay. I tell you what.
Copyright striking this for us.
I tell you what.
I'm checking now to see if we got copyright on that. Allow
me to select the finest 3 films made by Neil Breen.
Ooh! Wow!
Ouch!
You went nuclear.
Yep. I did. By the way, I think that a certain party is amazing self-control by not going to that particular option right now.
I see people out there referencing Charlie the Unicorn. Folks, Charlie the Unicorn is like Mozart compared to a one-fingered man bashing a toy piano, which would be Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer.
Charlie.
I don't want to go in Candy Mountain. I don't want to go in there.
You need to know when to fold them.
Yep, taking Kenny Rogers' advice. I'm not taking these bets.
No, Lorn, save yourself, please. I'm just saying, as the guy that does the behind the scenes, like producing for the actual people joining us to see something. Yeah, no.
Okay, fine. I will lower the bet. Okay. You don't have to watch Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer if you lose. Just give me your kidney.
What? No.
That's a way easier bet, and you know it. You can take that one.
I feel like this is what was that guy's name over there at WWE? The McMahon guy. He was always making terrible deals.
We didn't lose monetization over Rainbow Bright, but we did because of organ issues. Oh my gosh, YouTube! It was a joke. I don't really want his kidney. I want to give it to people. No, not like that. Not like that.
As casually as you said it did make me wonder what you wanted for.
All right, folks, speaking of kidneys, we've got a piece of news. It's a place where they don't serve kidney beans, but that's the best segue that I have.
Oh.
Lorn, permission to hijack your show for a minute and turn it into the pro show.
Go for
Good.
it. Lorn.
If it will let you.
Lorn, you have control. You'll have to switch it to the pro show.
Well, I thought you were producing.
Do you know how to do that? Okay, he does know how to do that. All right. Look at this, folks. Look at this. We won't even run
these two gentlemen are professionals. Okay.
Professionals.
I'm just saying.
All right, folks, let's get started. You know what? We can even do the little the interstitials that we do. You want to do that? You want to do interstitial?
However you want it, man.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. It's out of thatparkplace.com, which is now partnered up with geeksandgamers.com. 2 websites conquering the world. It's by Marvin Montanaro. It says Cracker Barrel board begs shareholders for support after logo backlash as Biglari proxy battle looms. You might think that last part's not English, but it is, and we'll explain it real soon. Here we go. Diving into yet another escapade and how woke went broke at the Barrel. Cracker Barrel leadership is once again locked in a high-stakes showdown with activist investor Sardar Biglari, marking yet another chapter in a feud that has now spanned more than 15 years. By the way, he's the guy who owns Steak and Shake, and he's the guy who's been trying to get a larger stake and control of Cracker Barrel and told them, don't do what they did. They did it, and now they don't want him in the lead. In a glossy new campaign mailed to shareholders and published at crackerbarrelshareholders.com, the company's board and CEO, Julie Fels-Massino, that's her, yep, she's Karen, are asking investors to back all 10 of the company's nominees on the white proxy card ahead of the November 20th, 2025 annual meeting. And folks, we told you this was what they were up to. This is why they reversed course at Cracker Barrel. This is why they gave you fresh food back and they stopped serving you day-old biscuits. This is why they put all the old stuff back on the walls and they said, you know what? We're going to give you the geezer and the logo again. Why? Because they had to survive to November and they were not going to. She's got to get the vote to be the CEO again. It says the appeal comes after a bruising year for the Southern-style restaurant chain, one defined by a botched logo rebrand, plunging brand sentiment, I would call it the blandification, and tens of millions in lost value. Cracker Barrel's leadership is now framing Biglari's renewed challenge as disruptive, while critics say the board is trying to deflect blame for one of the most avoidable brand disasters in modern corporate memory. Now you can see here, this is literally what they sent out. Reject. You see this? It looks like a little pimple in the bottom left side. Reject Mr. Biglari's latest disruptive campaign. The guy who told them, don't change your restaurants. Now they're telling people, don't vote for him. Oh, please don't vote for him. Please, please don't vote for him. We don't want to be as successful as Steak and Shake. We don't want to be successful like Steak and Shake. We don't want to put tallow on our fries. Culture? It's about time, I think, for change at Cracker Barrel, but they are hoping and praying that people will not go to the guy who was always saying, you guys are morons. How's it going to play out, Culture? Will the large investors save the day for Karen?
No. Julie Taco is no bueno.
I knew he loves this topic.
She destroyed Taco Bell. And then
she took your Mexican pizzas away, and you haven't forgiven her.
I am not forgiven her. Not only that, she destroyed the exterior of the buildings. It's like, hey, is this a pet shop? What is this? You don't do that to Taco Bell. You don't want people to think you're going into a pet shop. Anyway,
unless it's the Chihuahua. We missed that little. You remember that Yo Quiero Taco Bell Chihuahua?
Yo Quiero Taco Bell.
Why do we have to dismiss with the best mascots? Like, where's the Budweiser frogs? Bring me back the Taco Bell Chihuahua.
Okay, I would, but so will the guy from so will the guy from Steak and Shake. He is a better leader, and he would just be a board member there to advise, Nelson Peltz style. Nelson could have saved Disney. Nelson could have saved 2 straight years of flop fest Disney, and yet here we are, and Disney is like still in stagnation mode. And there's no real positive messaging coming out of them. Well, the same fate, the same playbook, everything that is the same about any company that has a giant chunk owned by BlackRock. This is what is visited upon them. So, hey, bring me the Bulgari guy, because at least I know where he stands. And I love the fact that his company is taking shots at other companies now. That is just, I have to tell you, we need more of this. We need more direct confrontation between brands in the food space. We used to have it, where's the beef? And a whole lot of other stuff used to be like a crazy, wonderful marketing campaign. Do you know who doesn't do
I hear
any
you,
marketing?
Dave Thomas. Who doesn't do any marketing?
Well, I mean, let's point at Julie Taco's companies, right? Because I'm telling you right now, Cracker Barrel, I think a lot of people didn't even know it was still around anymore, which is always a bad sign. And so immediately destroy it by changing the inside, the outside, the logo, and sponsoring Rainbow Weeks everywhere. This is a big problem.
Painted the rocking chairs. Kevin, I don't understand how the board, though, I don't get what the play is to try to prevent themselves from being voted out, because literally the guy they're saying is disruptive is the guy who told them for 4 years straight, don't do this. Do this.
Yep.
And they did it. And it nearly bankrupted them. They bet more than half of the market capitalization of Cracker Barrel on it. They had to pull out after like 2 weeks. And now they're saying, hey, that guy who was right the whole time, he's super disruptive. You totally should not vote for him.
He's always so bad. Ooh.
Kevin, what's the defense here?
There is no defense. This is hubris. This is a desire to push the message and burn it down to the ground. These, for whatever reason, these folks seem to be intent on taking jobs as CEOs and board members of places they think they're too good to be at. And because of that, they decide that we're going to change the very guts and soul of the place so that it matches what we want when no one else wants that. This is about stripping away things that you love. Cracker Barrel is as Americana as it gets. These people have essentially a mission to strip away anything that is positive about American culture, especially when it comes to Southern Midwestern culture. They want to destroy traditions. They want to just make it bland and miserable and as unbeautiful and unfun as possible. And to paraphrase Ghostbusters, choose the form of the disruptor. I choose this man. This guy's Twitter is incredible. I hope he keeps smashing them. This is like watching Bugs Bunny smash the mallet on Elmer Fudd's head every single day. This man cannot be loud enough. We need to keep reminding these people that you almost destroyed a bloody institution for some tacky shiplap. I hope this is a dogfight. Hopefully people learned they should have picked Nelson Peltz, or else Disney wouldn't be in the sorry shape it is now.
Right.
They have a chance to write the course, and hopefully they read the tea leaves and get it right. They won't.
Kevin, these people, they're so, this board and the CEO, they are so out of touch with what Cracker Barrel is. They removed the apple cider and the frosty mugs, right? They removed the specially old-timey drinks, the root beer floats, the stuff that harkens back, and they replaced it with mimosas. Of all the crazy things you could put at Cracker Barrel, it's not a mimosa that should replace it. Martin, let me go to you. I want to read to you some of this stuff. It's just absolutely unbelievable. This is from the Cracker Barrel website, folks. You can go check it out right now at crackerbarrelshareholders.com. It says, reject Mr. Beglari's latest disruptive campaign. Another pimple at the top left. And it says, Mr. Beglari has once again launched another unnecessary, costly, and distracting proxy contest against the company. His fourth launched in the last 5 years and his eighth in the last 15 years. This time, he is urging shareholders to vote against Cracker Barrel's CEO and director, Julie Massino, a.k.a. Karen, and independent director, Gilbert Davila. Cracker Barrel's other board members are united in the strong belief that Ms. Massino and Mr. Davila are invaluable members of the board and are important to the continued success of the business. They just almost bankrupted you. What would it take? You would have thought they had a better answer to this. And I love this one. If you go to the bottom, after the little thumbs things they have here, the very bottom one, thumbs down, Beglari is using stunts and personal attacks to try to disrupt Cracker Barrel's business instead of looking out for shareholders' best interests. Martin, were they looking out for shareholders' best interests when they tanked the company and became the laughingstock of the nation?
In a perverse way, I think they were, because they're looking at the demographics of the United States and seeing that families are disappearing. And Cracker Barrel has built itself as an institution on the American road trip. What is it? 87% of their property is interstate adjacent. It's all about where families taking a road trip. Dad doesn't want to stop at Burger King again. And so, you can get a good meal right off the interstate. Adding alcohol to the menu probably was a mistake, considering that's the bread and butter.
Considering you got people getting on the interstate and off the interstate, yeah, it's probably not the best idea.
But it is it's a high margin item for a restaurant, so I can understand why a bunch of wine moms would put that on the menu if they're running a company. Wait,
I'm gonna agree with Martin.
Culture, you fired him up.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Martin here. Look, what's the best way to put a soccer wine mom to sleep in a car ride that you are just tired of hearing her voice?
Oh,
Just
I see the play
Cabernets.
They realized that the guys wanted the Karens to be quiet in the car, so they buy the mimosas for her. I see.
I'll drive. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, that's the thinking there. And Julie Taco, of all people, would definitely know all about that.
You guys have got us in so much trouble now. Lorn, get us out of trouble. Get us out of trouble. What is going to happen at Cracker Barrel if they keep this lady in charge? I mean, let's say that the big investors, right, the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, I don't know how much any of those companies have in Cracker Barrel, but they have money in all the companies.
If I think they combined over 15%. I think if they last time I looked,
which is nothing compared to how much they have of Disney. That's the whole reason Disney gets to keep doing what it's doing. Lorn, if this lady stays in as CEO, if Karen CEO, who decided the biscuits could be served a day old, if she stays, then there is, like, in American corporate culture, it doesn't matter what you do. You could backflip into the parking lot face first, and they'll just say, keep that person going. They're great. They're wonderful. There's nothing you could do too perverse to get you out of a CEO position at that point.
There are three things that they need to focus on: food, experience, and value. Those are the things that you can compete on. If you're not focusing on those things, you're going to lose. And so if they don't end up taking Big Laurie's suggestions, if they do reject his bid here, the best that they're going to do is they're going to remain neutral. They're not going to get better because they're not going to focus on those things. If they do focus on those things, there's a chance that they can regain some of their market share. The last thing that I think that I would argue against you guys on is I think you're forgetting how authentic of an experience of, say, Dust Bowl era grandma and grandpa those mimosas were. They were drinking those things back in the hobo jungles in Oklahoma, man.
Absolutely. Nolan, have you been to a Cracker Barrel lately? Is it your forte these days?
Actually, semi-recently, it's usually by an interstate. I actually used to work at one of these, actually.
Tell us about the experience. Tell us about working at Cracker Barrel.
There was a little older Latina girl, and she'd always yell at me and tell me "Vámonos." It was awful. I never, 0 out of 10, would not recommend. So this company, for all I care, put the sign back to the other one. It scarred me for life.
All because of, you hear that, Cracker Barrel? All because of one little high-expecting, highfalutin Latina girl who kept throwing the biscuits at Nolan.
I sort of thought
she was mean, okay?
That.
I know I was going to say, because Nolan...
It's just like, that's...
Isn't that your wheelhouse?
She was too old for me, okay? She could have been my grandma.
Juanita was very interested in Nolan. Let's just say that.
So is the moral of the story, anytime you see a woman in Keith Olbermann glasses, you have a reason to stop listening to anything she has to say.
That's right. Get out then. Get out then. Find a win somewhere else. Lorn, I return the show to you. He's muted. He doesn't know it. This is so fun. He gets the show back and instantly goes into mutified mode.
Space Dave 2000, member for 20 months, 200K. Congrats, pro. Been a fun ride.
Space Dave 2000.
I know that guy.
And I lost the chats. Give me a second.
What?
There we go. The Dead Man for $1.99. Can I kick it? That depends
You
on
can
what
kick it.
is.
Dude, you can. Hey, you're welcome to kick it with us here tonight. So I think we're all in the mood for a little celebration. So I'm just saying.
Well, apparently a lot of people are. We're nearing 600 people across the Tickety Talks, the Instagrammies, GeoCities, YouTubies, and the X's, wherever you might be, folks. We're happy to have you here as we near 600 people and getting close to the midnight hour on the East Coast.
Yeah, but Pro, in the midnight hour, she wants more.
More.
We've got Mud Dragon, member for 12 months. All it took was The Last Jedi to be made for this to happen.
That's so true.
In a very real way, that is actually a true statement.
Well, let me tell you a funny story about that. Because I haven't texted Jeremy or Jay or any of those guys yet about this, but they do know the story. To me, this whole deal with Geeks and Gamers is really full circle because a long, long time ago, in a theme park far away, I was actually sitting in Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World next to a dearly beloved individual beside me. And we were admiring that I had sent, under a different pseudonym back then, but I had sent Jeremy numbers for a movie sales that had been kind of, well, I'll just say I put it out there earlier than people knew about it. And I was remarking all those years ago, I think this was back around 2018. I was remarking, might have been 2017. I was remarking back then to the person sitting on the bench with me, and we were actually we were sitting at where the entrance to Toy Story Mania used to be. You know that they've turned it into the Credibles area.
Yeah, they flipped it around and they added another track. Yeah.
Yep. So we were sitting there, and it was because it was less crowded. I think they'd already turned around at that point. But I was remarking. I said, "Look how many people are finding out about this. You know, this might be something that I would do. You know, because this is actually getting the truth out there, and it has an impact on culture. And lo and behold, now what? 8 years later, here we are.
And culture, did you feel that impact?
Say again?
Did you feel that impact, culture?
Which impact?
He said it would have an impact on culture.
Oh, no, it absolutely did.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel impact from WDW Pro all the time.
His middle name is Richter.
Yeah. I have a whole scale and everything. You probably heard about it.
By the way, culture, do I have permission from you? Pro TV episode 5.
Yeah.
The next one.
Yeah.
I am going to have some government officials, maybe some spies, infiltrate the very large Culture Casino greenhouse estate.
Okay.
The facilities.
That's fine.
Called
That's
the
fine.
Culture Compound.
The Culture
look,
Compound
even
in
if-
search of the
by the
electric
way-
toothbrush.
By the way, one of our dear friends that works with us on the regular and isn't here right now sent me the ideal location for said compound.
Of the Culture Compound?
Yeah.
Is this a real location, or is this a?
It's a real place.
Well, I know-
I'm like,
I know where it is. Then
I'm like almost perfect. So,
Yeah.
and then I'll do some work over there. And
east of the Mississippi.
It is.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is it's somewhere sunny there all the time. Like all the places you can find Pro, like in Florida.
Did you know,
What?
Culture, that Somewhere Sunny USA will be featured now in the intro? We've got a new intro.
Oh!
The 200K celebration next week. We're going to reveal the new intro.
Wow. Okay, so here's the weird thing. If you know Pro, you know that no matter where he goes, it's somewhere sunny. I don't know.
Somewhere
It's
Sunny
like magic.
USA.
It's like magic wherever he is. It's amazing. I've never seen it before. It's fantastic. So, but no, yeah. So yeah, Pro. So yeah, I'm calling somebody I know and saying, what can I do to get this? So
Sometimes you want to go
where everybody knows you're lame. Oh wait, no, name. There it is. Okay. Anyway, I just want to say today was a big day, and I'm very proud of all of my friends. All of my friends, I'm very proud of. So
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name and the fiber optics have been laid.
back in the day.
Because how else are you going to do this YouTube thing, right?
Old Renaissance boomer, member for 13 months. The Last Jedi was the O.J. Bronco chase in space.
Can I ask you? Okay, so first of all, wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you, Kevin, but I have to ask you a question then. How do you get horses to ride on top of Star Destroyers and other spaceships?
Oh, gosh. Why are you making me remember this movie? I've spent so long trying to forget it.
I'm just saying, I was like, this is extra dumb. They took extra dumb time to figure out something extra dumb. I'm like, oh, and by the way, you know what up direction is? It's that way.
If Last Jedi is the OJ Bronco chase, who's Al Cowlings?
Kathleen Kennedy?
Oh, don't do that to Al. He deserves better than that.
No, but I'm not going to say. Look, I'm not going to say it's the guy running around saying Ray for 2 movies. So, just saying that would be racist. And I'm not that. Who would that be? Who would be Al Collins?
Who would it be?
Well, Rowan Keegan makes a lot of bad decisions in that movie.
A lot of bad. Look, he wasn't left with anything. Like, the thing he set up was destroyed in the second movie, so when we get to movie 3, what's he got?
There's always a new mystery box.
He's got a fancy knife thing that's definitely a couple hundred years out of date or whatever. It's like, all right.
I'm just sad we didn't get a third Phasma fight.
You realize they really wasted her. They built her up for that first movie, and then it was like a dud.
Listen, the character design and the background on that character, the personality was amazing. I had never in my life seen anything so original and amazing as, hey, what if we had a Star Trooper or Stormtrooper whose armor is shiny? And I thought, you guys have outdone yourselves this time. Like, I would have never thought of shiny armor.
We're going to go over here to Universal and steal a bunch of their Battlestar stuff. And we're going to put it on this giant lady over here.
Next up, camo stormtroopers. You won't believe it.
You know the backstory they tried to give that armor?
Vesper.
That it was actually forged from Padme's ship?
Well,
wait, her Carillion capital ship?
No, not Princess Leia's, Padme's.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
From her mirror?
from
the ship?
No, remember how all of those ships were chrome? Padme's ships were chrome.
Because there's no other chrome in the entire galaxy, darn it.
Right.
It's a precious metal in Star Wars. Yeah, see, we've got our Vesper and we've got our, whatever the Mandalorian's wearing. We got, hey, chrome.
Chrome is a metal you can stick to any other. What?
No, it's rare in Star Wars, okay? You have to use your imagination.
No,
Imagination.
All right.
Guys, we got to get through these super chats.
No, sorry. Sorry.
XJ Cherokee Bear for $2. Can't wait for No Kings 2 to flop big time.
Bigly.
The movie.
Bigly. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be weird. Stay away from the locations they've pinpointed for violence in your neighborhood. Because these are the violent people in your neighborhood. In your neighborhood. In your neighborhood.
Why do you say that when the Italian comes on?
Well, you would know violence.
What are you trying to say, culture?
Why am I up here? Put the news guy up here. Yeah.
I'd like to say, as an American, I
want to be on the same level as the gamer guys. So
there you go. Fine, we'll do it. Here you go.
Thank you.
No,
I put the Italian guy up there.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Yes. Where else can we put them? Where would you like them to be?
Well, if you really want to know,
with a moving crew, no, put the oven over there, man.
I'm just saying.
I'm sick of this. There.
Okay, even better. All right. By the way, despite the fact that these are all my friends, I still like them.
Why did Nolan raise an eyebrow when you said that? I got nervous about that.
I work with him. Like, I'm actually gonna see him this Saturday because we've had interruptions because I've had family events. So the game show channel that we run on Saturdays. Am I right? We run a
Have you
game
had
channel.
Have you had fermented beans from the greenhouse again?
No. Oh, but by the way, okay. So by the way, if you feed your chickens, look.
Archer Merchant for 5.
Thank you.
I have to ask, though, given you have become the official and future rebellion/resistance, which one will be Rose Tico? We
Nolan.
must know. Didn't we just ask that?
Nolan.
Yeah.
You're nominating Nolan?
Not it.
Hey!
Now he's at the bottom again.
Culture, I
He's
want you
gonna-
to know
he's-
that I did not do it that time.
That's fine. I know. But I'm
Butter biscuit
serious
for-
about the fermented chicken feed. Okay, look it up.
Butter biscuit for 2.
Night with every thought that comes into Culture Casino's mind.
You should make Lorn play Dustborn.
Oh,
What is
no.
what is Dustborn?
I don't even think you can play it. No, well, you can't play Concord, but you can play Dustborn, I guess.
Can't play
That's
Dustborn.
one of those ultra woke games that was funded by the European Union. That's hard to say, actually.
Oh yeah,
The EU.
got in that one too, right?
If only
So
we
what-
had somebody who was an expert in gaming, especially woke gaming, beyond Nolan. If only there was one, maybe somebody with a beard who projected masculinity. Somebody really knows how to get his hands in the dirt.
None of
Yeah,
it.
folks.
I'm just saying. Anyway, so I'm just saying. I'm just. Hey, look, it's a gun show. You just didn't know it. You showed up to a gun show and you didn't know it. You probably showed up with a knife. Anyway, but honestly, yeah, no, that's very true. It's from Norway. It's from where Andre's from. So attack. Well, don't do that. Suggest that Norway start supporting actual good games. That'd be good. So anyway, yeah.
All right.
It was Andre's fault, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, his
You
country.
let him know
anyway.
on the next Midnight's Edge in the morning.
Okay, let's not do that because first of all, we're friends, okay, and I don't want him to think I was being antagonistic unnecessarily. I'll do it necessarily if I have to, though.
SFX Sabertooth Raptor.
We
for
have
5.
super chats. Stop talking,
Jesus
Lorn.
Christ, Culture.
Okay, so
What happens to you when the sun goes down? You are not like this during the day.
Fermented beans.
no, you have fermented beans. I listened to your enunciation.
How about Lauren watch Culture farm purple potatoes and purple tomatoes for 12 hours? At least it's better than watching Aloe Light WDW cooking show.
Listen, Culture, by hour number 4, he'll be explaining to you the differences in the heirlooms.
And he does. He actually goes off on this backstage too. Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian. Please stop, Pro. I can only take so much.
Winning.
Oh,
O2RR for $9.99. One of my favorite videos is from last month where Marvin was silently laughing hard as Pro was reporting how all the storms caused rivers of America to be naturally refilled again.
I love that story so much.
dude, I want to see like that famous scene in with Moses like making the parting of the. I would love to see Pro just like raising the water back up in rivers.
Me, Pro, and Jonas. It was just the three of us, and we were crying laughing at the fact that Mother Nature filled the rivers of America back up.
It's like, hey, Iger, I'm still a thing.
You know that can actually still happen if it rains hard in the next month or two. That they still have not prepared it in a way that it, that could happen again. They've demolished the buildings, they've torn down the mill and everything else over there, but that river can still refill again.
They're gonna have to jackhammer it for like ever, because now, mind you, the presence of the limestone and everything else that's in the geographics for that.
Good
part
Lord, man.
What?
Good Lord. If you start naming the exact rock formations that are under rivers of America, I'm out. If you know that, and then he's going to tell us, what plants would actually grow pretty darn well in that river, that dried out riverbed.
They actually did a lot of research to do that.
Iger, let my river flow.
There you go. I'm gonna shush. I get in trouble now for saying things.
Good to see you, Aldo. It's been a while. Congrats
Aldo!
on absorbing Geeks and Gamers.
That's not
Just
what
got here. Update?
Happy to have you here, Aldo. Neither side is absorbing the other. Both will still be independent in terms of ownership, but we are joining forces together for a united cause of taking on the big corp news that lie every single day.
Wait.
And we're ready to try at taking them down.
Hey, Kevin, can you do one of these poses?
Oh, hold on. My
There you
screen's the other way.
There you go.
There you go. There's
It's the
my
most
wrestling
awkward
fans.
wave in the world.
Guys, it's like when the Enterprise and the Excelsior teamed up to fight the Claude Cleon ship at the end of Star Trek 6. That's what's happening here.
That wasn't a wrestling thing either, Culture. That was an anime thing that we just
It's a what thing?
anime
Oh, the fusion
fusion
dance?
dance.
Well, it's also a wrestling thing, though.
Oh yeah, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
You know, when he goes
weren't
off screen,
acting
he's
drunk
gone to
when
go
you
get
did it,
something.
So I didn't.
A what?
We were worried. We thought you were going to go get a costume or something. Your anime hat or something.
Okay.
He was too busy watching
for
Superman
two.
for the 87th time.
Ugh.
Tennille 89 for 2. But will the rhymes and interruptions make it to Geeks and Gamers?
I'm trying on the rhyming.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, okay. I've only seen Superman the one time. No, I think I've seen it twice.
Stop seeing it. Stop it.
I
Still
did.
too many
I
times.
did. No,
I
I
had to relive it after you saw it.
Well, I was mad at you for just not because
For not liking your favorite movie? Yeah, join the
it is.
club.
It
There's
is
lots of
not
people that
my
agree with you
favorite
about me
movie.
not liking their things.
I'm here to say that Marvin was 156% correct in his assessment. That is the stupidest movie I've ever seen. I'm embarrassed I wasted time watching it.
Okay, so
I
all of a
will
sudden,
fight you
all of a
on
sudden,
this.
you didn't see any of the Star Wars movies we were just talking about, or you definitely didn't see chick only Ghostbusters. So let's be a little bit more honest.
I will fight you on this point.
I'm sorry. That was the stupidest movie I've seen try to be a good movie. Get everything right other than what it needed to get right.
That's true. They needed a home run. You know, they talked about this on FNT tonight, actually, which I thought was great. They needed a home run. And I think even Lorn will admit they did not hit a home run with Superman.
I think that it could have been better. I think that there's ways that it could have been improved, but it did exactly what I wanted it to do.
Really?
Now, come on, Marvin. You're reverting back to type after the first viewing. You admitted it was a better movie on the second viewing.
Yes, and then I watched it a third time to show my
Oh,
wife.
for
and it
God's
came on
sake, you-
PVOD, and I was like, man, this actually did stink.
You've seen it more than I have then. I'm just saying.
You just want to be on every side of the issue is what you want.
That's exactly it.
There have been way worse. Like we just got like the love letter to the anti-FA group of people.
I'm fully convinced that when Lorn starts to read a chat, Culture has a sound go off in his ear that's like, get him.
I'm sorry. I'm turning into you, bro.
Is it the fact that it's at night? Is it like a full moon? Or
He does.
I
He
learned
turns
it
into
from
a
watching
werewolf.
you. Okay,
Like a
anyway.
bear chub?
Pamela Voorhees is in the ear. Talk, Culture, talk.
I'm going to shush it. I promise. Get through the supers. I'll be quiet.
Maddie for $1.99 for the bet. I don't know if I want to get through this one. Actually, keep going, Culture.
Oh, cover for the best genre, guys. That's the cover. Fifth Element.
You had to do it. Come on.
Dallas multipass.
Have I not suffered enough?
That's
Oh,
the limit. The fifth element is your limit.
Did you know, Lorn? Did you know that we had a super chat come in the other day that suggested that we send you on location to go do a zip line over the alligators at some new tourist spot in Florida?
You know,
People wanted you to zip line over gators.
My son did that at Gatorland when we were down there.
Gatorland is awesome.
I've never been.
Yeah, he actually did it. So
It has interesting smells.
That's why I've never been.
Yep.
See, you should not be hugging the skunk ape. That's your problem, bro.
I'm just telling you, gators have a very interesting smell in their defecations, and it permeates the entire park.
he was known as Skunkape.
What I did do recently for the first time though here in Orlando, I went to Hallow Scream at SeaWorld.
Oh, it's amazing, right? They do a really good job.
It is so like HHN is still like more.
It's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best, but like Hallow Scream was scarier than HHN.
The nostrils.
Okay, so that puts Disney on a third tier level, at least.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Marvin, what do you have to say for yourself?
That I was assigned to go to Gatorland. I didn't go.
It's actually a lot of fun.
Okay,
I enjoyed
Jonas.
it.
Okay, so I missed a phone call from Jonas earlier, and I just want to say, Jonas, I didn't even know you were calling because I was like making food. So I'm sorry.
I better watch my language since Jonas is around.
Aldo for another 5.
I know. Andrew
Here I
Dice
was-
Martin over here.
Here I was hoping the big news was for that Park Place Film Studio. Oh well, there's always next time. Just let me know when the auditions are for the Jonas biopic are.
We haven't announced everything. Hang tight.
I'm going to tell you, in the next few years, this might be humor, but it may not be humor in the future. I have plans. I don't know about you, Pro.
You keep telling me we're going to do a studio together that's going to be doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Might be calling Aldo.
Cohen Film for $4.99. Looking at the stock price performance, expect management change at Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
You guys covered that story already?
We did.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, dude. You were gone for like 7.5 weeks. We couldn't wait.
I was gone for 20 minutes, Culture.
It's okay. Same thing.
Nom de Plume, member for 21 months. I can't wait for Pro TV episode 5.
Dude, okay. I want to say something because I haven't said this to Pro yet, publicly, privately, or anything. I'm actually enjoying Pro TV.
Well, thank you. It's the
the
new clips that will be in there are funnier than the ones we've done before. I'll say that we're going to have a lot of fun with whale milk. People really like the whale milk bit, and it's going to be a cinematic experience coming up.
Okay, are you going to milk the whales? What's happening now?
Oh no, I would never milk a whale, but
apparently Luke Skywalker will.
Did you know it takes 3 of them?
Oh, this is not okay.
Cohen Film for $1.99. This is for you, Nolan. Vamos! Vamos!
Whenever I hear the word vamos, I just like. Do you guys ever you're at Disney and you're trying to leave, and then that like parade comes out where they're going vamos, vamos, and you get blocked and you can't leave, and the song is stuck in your head for the rest of the day.
It's ironic if you can't vamos.
Exactly.
It's a small world.
Don't do that. Come on.
It's a small.
To Neil the 10th, $2. We need more iambic pentameter.
By the way, iambic pentameter.
Did Tennille literally change his name to the 10th? Wow.
Yes.
That, you know what?
Funnily enough, I don't think the glitch happens anymore now.
Man.
But
Third Dr. Andy, $2 Canadian. Congrats on 200K. Let's get to 300K. Hail the 199.
199.
That'll be the goal for next year. We'll see if we can hit that 300K in 2026. Boy, oh boy, wouldn't Disney love it?
Jonas J. Campbell for $9.99. Do you guys know how fantastic Marvin just did on Smash JT?
Thank you, Jonas. That was where I went. I hopped on to Smash JT for 20 minutes because he wanted to talk about the merger, and we had a really great conversation.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I got to tell you guys a joke that he had in one of his super chats because it made me laugh so hard. What do you call a woke droid? R2 Me Too.
Oh,
Oh my.
I've got a counter joke for you.
Okay.
Did you hear that scientists had discovered that crows had lost the ability to communicate throughout the entire Earth?
okay.
Why, no, Lorn, I hadn't heard that crows had lost the ability to communicate across the entire Earth.
Scientists are
Martin.
still looking for the cause.
Oh, God.
That was a dad joke.
I like it.
Aldo for $2. Got it. Cheers, guys. It's been a bit. Good to see you all.
Good to see you, Aldo. Good to see you. Now, guys, on that note, I need to hop out because I've actually got to work on Pro TV, and you all are going to love this. I'm telling you, we've got a joke in the next Pro TV that is at the expense of Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, and it is going to make your day, I promise, and more on the way for Pro TV, maybe even a return. Have a great show. I'll be lurking
Thanks,
like
bro.
Jay in the background.
Bye, bro.
Have a good night, sir.
I hope it's like a diet commercial
Oh,
or
Well, I mean,
or like a restaurant commercial.
hey,
Where like,
look, I'm going to tell you right now, Ozempic soda is the next big thing.
Ozempic.
you make a sandwich. The Ariana Grande diet. You make a sandwich, you smell it, and then you throw it away.
It should be called Ozem Pop.
Ozempop.
You did it, Lorn. You found it.
You found the punchline in my joke.
It just said Ozempic.
Oh, did you?
Did you?
He did.
Kevin? All right, so Kevin is the
Once
smartest
again,
person here.
The white man appropriating the black man's
Appropriation. Stand on my watch.
Joke appropriation.
Vanilla
I just
Ice,
have you
Lorn.
guys ever compared and contrasted like the way this panel looks? Because like it's literally a scale of from white to tan to black on the top row. I'm just saying.
Am I the tan?
Yeah, you're Italian. You're always tan.
Are you
There's a reason they call you olive complected. Complected?
If I really work at, like, I'm Sicilian, so if I like work at it, if I go to the beach, like I get really dark.
Guys,
Okay.
I'm begging you. Let me
sorry.
get through the super chats.
Okay, sorry.
One more thing. My
The
youngest
entire
brother.
episode is reading super chats. And we're not
My youngest brother.
1 o'clock.
Please.
My youngest brother is so Sicilian and he's so dark that when he was a little kid, I convinced him that he was an adopted Mexican child.
Maddie, for $1.99. Leisure Suit Lorn.
It's a great game.
It's a great game. I had no
Metalcore
good
Breakdown,
quality for it.
$1.99. This is the best version of Hollywood Squares ever.
We should do that.
That makes
Sandy
me Paul
Square.
Lynde.
Yeah, I'll do it if I can just talk like Paul Lynde the entire time.
You have to be Paul Lynde. It would be the greatest thing ever. I'm very excited about this. Who would I be? Somebody like bland, and I might be Wolfley. I don't know. We'll see.
Lauren, another thing that's not the super chats that I have.
Mark Block.
Marvin for the block.
XJ Cherokee Bear for $2.50. Marvin to block. Miravita for $19.99. Marvin, you really have missed out on Culture PM if you're surprised tonight with the craziness. This is
Yeah.
Operation Normal for Culture PM, and it
Yeah.
absolutely is. It's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah. I love that. That's still one of the best.
Making Culture
The
PM.
best ones are. But no, truly, I mean, Sunday Night Culture tomorrow night, that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm a little looser on the evening shows than I am in the
Sunday
daytime
night
shows.
Culture tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Saturday.
No, it's the night. Okay, 2 nights from now. I don't know.
Miravita for another $19.99. Oh, and congrats on 200K. I keep getting distracted and forget to say congrats.
Yeah, I'm distracted. That kind of
To
looks
Neil
like
the 10th for 2. It was the only way it would retain the name. Clifflix for 5.
So, I was thinking the other day.
Can't wait for MegaCon
Wow.
2026. Any plan this year?
Rhoda!
I'll be there.
Will you?
we are all going to be there. I am so excited for this event. You guys don't even know.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited.
Mouse 12/28/09 for 50. In all seriousness, Culture, why are you talking to Culture? Why?
Here?
I don't ask for much.
Pull this over there to the
I
side.
just want to get through the super chats, and you engage Culture.
with $50 though. So can't complain too much.
In all seriousness, Culture, do you have a segment on your channel or anywhere where you talk about your greenhouse of goodies?
Okay,
you know what?
I get brought up the greenhouse.
I absolutely, I promise you're going to start to see it. I'm actually recording tomorrow the making of the sausage and egg breakfast burrito. And I think you're all going to love it. And then I'm going to show you all some amazing beans and snap peas. And that's coming. It'll show up as I'll do it as a short for you, and I will have all these things. Look, Maddie and many other people have asked me about the greenhouse. I'm definitely going to need greenhouse material.
Why not? Why not do a short? You're doing the long now. Let's go for it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be quiet, Lord. Take it away. Get another $50 super chat. I dare you.
Greenhouse effect.
Thank you very much.
Culture PM.
Thank you very much.
Culture is testing out the new YouTube feature, YouTube Longs.
Those are called my outros, to be fair.
Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian. This show is distracting me from editing my show. It's distracting me from running mine.
Sorry.
Butter Biscuit for 5. Who died and turned Culture into autistic Jimmy Kimmel? The only difference is he's not.
Has been funny.
Just slipping Tylenol to his apple juice.
The only difference is he's not lying, but he still won't shut up. Love you, but my God.
Welcome to Late Night with every thought that enters Culture Casino's brain.
That's kind of terrifying, actually.
Oh my goodness.
Cohen Film for $4.99. Funding for Marvin's trip to Gatorland.
Yeah,
and believe it or not, that's the last one.
Took us the whole dang show.
Well done, Lorn.
10 minutes to go, guys. We did it.
It was a big night. It was a big night.
It is a big night, and I appreciate every one of you who not only who donated your generous super chats, commented, asked us questions, poked fun of this, made us laugh, and put a quarter into Culture Casino. It was
Can someone start screaming beans, not the beans?
Not the beans. I got to tell you right now, I have some of the best string beans growing. It's amazing. Like they're already I planted them less than 3 weeks ago. They're already over 6 feet. They're growing like crazy.
When I was a kid,
yeah,
I was in like a children's theater production of Jack and the Beanstalk, and there was a song that I just imagine Culture saying it goes, "Beans, beans, I have magic beans. They're so green, they're so lean, the greenest beans you've ever seen." I just want Culture singing that song as like.
You send me the lyrics and the tune, and why not? I'll do it.
I don't even.
Hey, Lorn, you invited me. All of this
I totally
is
did.
your fault.
It's totally worth it. You bring so much humor and variety to the show that I would not have it any other way. And
okay,
honestly, we have missed having you here. I am,
dude. I missed being here. If I weren't suffering some of the ailments I've had recently, I would be here more regularly. You know, because I like being the pseudo producer here. Persuado.
Okay, before we move on, you might want to check super chats again.
Yeah. Oh, no, we have more.
Filling back up.
Back with a vengeance.
Now for another 50. For Lorn and Apollo for humoring me, thank you.
Oh my goodness, the generosity. Holy cow.
Thank you. You have actually made this night a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be going in. So
this has been a lot of fun. I'm grateful. Look, all these gentlemen that I'm on screen with are unique, wonderful personalities that I genuinely enjoy. So even when we're not on stream, it's like this behind the scenes too. All these people are genuine. They are who they are, whether they're on camera or not. So if you ever get a chance to go to a meetup or just get a chance to meet any of these guys anywhere, you should. I'm just serious about that. So.
Metalcore Breakdown for $1.99. Living with the Land with Culture Overlay.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you the behind the scenes tour at Living with the Land is really well done, and you have a wonderful like introduction to hydroponics, but after that, don't listen to them anymore because you need to actually get some actual learning that they don't actually talk about in that particular
I'm
tour.
imagining
But
like, the end of Living with the Land when like the pictures of all the people pop up at the very end from all the different places in the world, but it's just you in every picture.
that would be the best thing. I tell you what, if you take that, I will edit it so it's just pictures of me popping up at the end. I think that'd be great.
I was thinking more about that
Different
part where
costumes.
there's a stage with that giant screen on the wall. And Culture is like walking alongside the boats. I'm like, oh no, but you forgot about this part.
Well, and that's actually how I feel about it.
I'm like, sir,
well, I'm like, wait, you guys aren't even talking about the pH balance of the water because some plants prefer more acidic, some prefer more alkaline. They don't even talk about those. There are nuances to doing hydroponics and aquaponics and aeroponics.
I'm about to drink
Nom de plume for $2. I appreciate you more, Lorn, at all. Thank you so much, Nom de plume. We appreciate you too so much. So very, very much.
I'm going to go get a drink. I'll be right back.
Thank God.
After these messages.
Lorn, do the rest of the super chats. Great.
Butter biscuit for $5. I expect Culture to do a culprit Vex skit, but everyone is dressed as a vegetable and he goes on a vegetable rant.
Come to the veg table.
Maravita for $9.99. You guys are all amazing, and you have given us chat members the most amazing community on the web. Thanks to you all on the panel and to everyone on all the Pro World channels. Thank you. We do appreciate it. And at the risk of overdoing it, I'm doing it again. All right, I think we're through them again. The plan for tonight was actually to give our thoughts on fixing the sequel trilogy. We got 38 minutes. I don't think we can do it in that time. Maybe we can throw out some thoughts about The Force Awakens, I guess, maybe. I don't know. We've got some stories that we can talk about, too, if we want to run through them real quickly. Everything kind of went off the rails, so I'm
happy to talk about Remake the movie, only with girls now. But I'm sure the stories will be, look, you can salvage this idea for the next Lorn and Apollo. I might even show up for that one and argue with you, Lorn. But we have stories, and one of them was the Fellowship grew, and when it fully realizes what it's capable of, I think everybody's going to be blown away. I think Criticless, everybody should join. I think that you're going to find a great balance of stories between the two websites, and you'll have all of us low-tier YouTubers using all those stories for our videos. So there you go.
Yep. So
I'm speaking for myself. I mean, obviously not the Titans here.
There are a couple of stories that we can talk about real quick if we want to. Let me see if I can bring one of these up, because this one actually did kind of upset me a little bit when I saw it. Netflix's Countess of Monte Cristo turns a literary legend into another female empowerment experiment.
Oh, my goodness.
Marvin.
This is a thing? Why?
Yeah, Marvin, this is a very kind headline.
Well, I mean, I have to be a professional, Culture. What would your headline have been?
Another woke disaster after the terrible failure by DiCaprio.
Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it, Marvin?
You can go ahead and read it.
All right.
Is this in lieu of making another Enola Holmes movie?
Netflix has found its next modern audience reinterpretation, and this time it's taking aim at one of the most famous revenge stories ever written. The streaming service has greenlit The Countess of Monte Cristo, a reimagined version of Alexandre Dumas's The Count of Monte Cristo that replaces the novel's male lead with a woman and reframes the narrative as a tale of female empowerment. The project first surfaced through European trade announcements and was highlighted this week by Bleeding Fool, which
Chris
noted the
Broly,
production's
shout him out. Love Chris.
Feminist slant and Netflix's growing appetite for ideological retellings. In Dumas' classic, Edmond Dantes is betrayed, imprisoned, and ultimately reborn as the mysterious Count who delivers justice to those who ruined him. The new series discards that structure almost immediately. Reports indicate that Dantes will die early in the story, with Mercedes Herrera, portrayed by French actress Audrey Fleurot, taking over as the Avenger.
Pronounced Marat.
What in the
See
doo-doo?
at the end of that, Lauren. Come on.
I hate this.
This is the dumbest thing.
Is this really Fleurot?
No, I'm just being.
Oh yeah, you're going off of my Colbert thing. All right, I'll run with it. Fleurot is also serving as producer and is called
Too
the
much
show
fluoride in the water.
a personal passion. A personal passion project, really. Even referring to it as her baby. Production is underway across Europe, including shoots in Malta and the Czech Republic under directors Gibril. Is that right?
I just write the words. I don't know how to say them.
Gibril Glissant and Leonardo De Antoni. French broadcaster TF1 is co-financing the series, while Netflix will distribute it globally. The premise alone marks a sharp detour from Dumas' exploration of betrayal and moral reckoning. Rather than a meditation on vengeance and forgiveness, this version appears poised to turn the story into a statement about liberation and identity, subjects that have become increasingly common in Netflix's catalog. I hate this. This version of the film is superior, and it is also, I believe, if I remember correctly, the first appearance of Henry Cavill in a film.
I think that might be right.
Yes, I think that's true. Yes.
This version did take some liberties with the story that Dumas didn't do.
Yes.
And actually some of the liberties it takes makes Mercedes less appropriate for the era. But it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, and my understanding is that portions of it are semi-autobiographical as well.
I think Caviezel actually delivers in that particular film.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely, he does. Guy Pearce isn't bad in it either, and I'm normally a little lukewarm on him, but he plays a great villain.
In this, not in Iron Man 3.
Yes, correct.
He was wasted in Iron Man 3. First of all, he was stealing another character.
Time was wasted in Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, the guy that played the fake version of
the Mandarin?
The Mandarin, yeah. He did a great job. I loved it.
Ben Kingsley, you mean?
Yeah.
So, Lauren, I take it you were a big fan of Count of Monte Cristo?
The movie?
Oh, the book.
Oh, I've never actually read the book,
what?
But I have watched the movie.
It is great. The book is
brilliant.
I'm certain it is.
There's a
I just
manga
never.
too.
Speaking of movies that
Really?
I went down a
Yes.
rabbit
Yeah.
hole the other day, and I said it to Lorn, of watching clips from one of my favorite movies of all time that I think never gets enough love is The Mask of Zorro.
Yes.
Great movie.
It is I think, because I was looking at it and I was thinking to myself, they do our hero is old past his prime, but he's not broken down and pathetic and feeling sorry for himself. And Anthony Hopkins still plays De La Vega as completely with it
It
and
was
and
perfect.
functional.
It was
He elevates Antonio Banderas never at his own expense. It's so good.
It was the tone of that film was perfect. That's actually passing the mantle. If you want to do it right, that's how you do it. And if you want to do it with comedy, Zorro the Gay Blade with Hamilton George, still amazing.
It reminded me, because I love Zorro. I loved the 1990s Zorro show. I used to watch it with my grandfather all the
On the
time.
Family Channel?
I watch it all the time.
The best theme song ever. When daggers are pointed at innocent hearts. It's so good.
Yeah. I tracked
Well,
down
the
a copy
original
that I
one
have.
was great too. Out of the night when the full moon is bright.
That's the one I know. Yep.
Yeah.
And Martin Caden directed that movie, and he did just some amazing stunt work in that movie. It's got some of my favorite stunts in cinema of all time.
The training circle was amazing. I keep I keep going back to that, and I'm like, nobody gives you the hero's journey like that, right?
That the fight where he fights both Roberto and Captain Love at the same time with the two swords, that's unbelievable. You know, the one problem is, though, I haven't watched it in so long that when Banderas speaks as Zorro, I just kind of hear Puss in Boots.
Well, that makes sense, though. I mean, look, he did such a great job. He made an impression so they could animate him, right?
We need to do on this show one night, Lorn, best swashbucklers. I was saying to you the other day, like, we really
swashbucklers.
I agree, and I think that would be a lot of fun. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, we did do the Mask of Zorro on the Genre Guys. So if you guys are members, actually, I think that one's public now, so you guys should be able to find it on T3PO. I think one of my favorite movies. So absolutely go and see that.
And that gives me an opportunity to promote one of our own who has a new Patreon, because he drops little nuggets on that Patreon that is incredible. Lou's new Patreon. You guys have the link to that if you're one of the mods.
Lou's Views.
Yeah, Lou's Views. It's the guy, I mean, legendary insight and information. That's all I have to say.
Yep, absolutely. Next story up is going to make Apollo happy. Superman streaming ratings worse than Captain America and Black Adam in first 3 days, but outpaces competition in daily average viewership.
So I had to be fair on this one. I didn't want it to be just like a straight up like, oh, it lost to Black Adam. It did. But it like other people are saying like, oh, and it also lost to Elio and it lost to K-pop Demon Hunters. It actually does outpace them from daily average. It was only on there for 3 days, but with Captain America and Black Adam, it's compared by like the daily average for Captain America and the first 3 days of Black Adam, and it gets crushed.
Well, okay, in comparison to DC, that's fair, but in comparison to everything else sucks.
If you listen to the Hollywood Access Media this week, you'd think Superman has taken flight in streaming ratings. Headlines are praising its debut on HBO Max, highlighting how the reboot soared to number 4 on Nielsen's Top 10 Movies chart during its first 3 days of release. And then you can get a little shot of it there. But a closer look tells a more complicated story. The numbers reveal a debut that's both promising and precarious. Strong initial turnout, but a worrying lack of interest compared to similar superhero releases. While Superman outperformed competitors like Disney's Elio and K-pop Demon Hunters on a daily average basis, it still trailed notorious superhero bombs like Captain America Brave New World and even DC's Black Adam. And there's another shot of it there. Apparently at 513 million minutes streamed.
Marvin, did this thing track Thunderbolts at all, or was it too far along?
I mentioned Thunderbolts. It outpaces it on the daily average by quite a bit. So,
okay.
According to Nielsen's official report for September 15th through 21st, Superman generated 513 million minutes of viewing time, enough to take the number 4 spot among streaming movies. However, it failed to crack Nielsen's overall top 10, a list that includes both movies and TV series. That means Superman didn't crash, but it didn't exactly soar either. And for a film meant to launch an entire cinematic universe, good but not great may not be enough.
Yeah.
For context, Marvel's Captain America Brave New World debuted with 750 million minutes over 4 days, and Thunderbolts reached 702 million minutes in 5 days, both charting across Nielsen's overall and movie lists. While these results were measured in a longer period than Superman's tracked ratings, when averaging per-day viewership, Superman still lags behind Brave New World. The math is hard to ignore. Gun's Superman pulled 171 million minutes per day compared to 187 million for Brave New World. Considering that Superman dropped on a Friday, its weekend spike almost certainly fell off during the work week, suggesting that its average declined further beyond Nielsen's 3-day window. Thunderbolts averaged about 140 million minutes daily, meaning Gun's Superman actually performed better on a per-day basis, though with fewer total minutes, since it only had 3 days measured. I have a question about this, Marvin, because I actually don't know the answer. This is the total number of minutes streamed.
Yeah.
How do these movies you're comparing with stack up for total number of minutes in the movie? Are any of the movies significantly longer?
You know what? I didn't look into. I don't believe they are any significantly longer. I think they were all kind of around that 2 hour mark.
Okay.
Because it's not like one of them was like Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Okay, just curious. The most damning comparison comes from within DC itself. Nielsen previously reported that Black Adam scored 632 million minutes during its first 3 days on HBO Max, a much stronger start than Gunn's Superman, despite Black Adam being written off by many outlets as a failure. That's right. The film Gunn's camp once mocked as a flop outperformed his flagship reboot by over 100 million minutes. I'll bet that hurt. It's worth remembering that when Gunn was appointed co-chief at DC Studios in late 2022, it happened during Black Adam's theatrical stumble. Now, with the tables turned, the streaming numbers suggest Johnson's film may have resonated more with audiences than Gunn's heavily marketed Reset. However, it should be noted that Black Adam's global box office haul of $393,452,111 pales in comparison to Superman's $614 million. I guess we could probably leave it there, but I mean, this is where Kevin, I know you have thoughts.
I'm gonna take a perfectly rational and calm approach to this and say that if James Gunn would shut his mouth, we wouldn't be having this conversation, because James Gunn has no impulse control and likes to talk out of every side of his mouth, and including his rear end.
So you lay this solely at the feet of Gunn, then? You're not necessarily blaming the movie.
I'm not. The movie tried. I think that they knew. I think they knew before this movie came out that this was going to be a meh. I think this is a pop-up fly and not the home run that they needed. I think they knew that, which is why James Gunn kept saying, "Oh well, the movie doesn't need to, make $1 billion in order to be successful." And then when it looked like the movie was, when the movie was rightfully destroying Fantastic Four, then it turned to, well, Superman's the most known property on the planet. And then it turned into, well, no one really knows who Superman is. And I'm like, it's freaking Superman. He's 100 years old. What are we doing?
I think they blamed him for being too American, too.
Yeah. And we had to blame for being too American. It's like, guys, dude, just stop talking. Stop talking and let people just kind of accidentally find their way to the movie. But at the same time, the movie didn't really blow anybody's skirt up either.
I'm going to take a slightly contrarian case that's actually going to hurt my own argument. Just because I think for people like us, you're probably right. I think James Gunn probably did have something to do with this, but do you think the normie audience knows him or pays any attention to what he's saying?
Can't tell if you've stunned Kevin into thought or if he's frozen. I'm pretty sure he's frozen.
Well,
it's possible. I mean, the thing about James Gunn, though, is he is everywhere. He is on every TV interview. He's in every publication. There we go. Kevin's back.
Kevin's back.
I don't know what you said, because my internet decided that it wanted to crash out.
Sorry, I said that I was going to make a point that is contrarian to your position, but it actually hurts my own argument. And I was going to say, I think for people like us, you're probably right. I think James Gunn did turn some people away, but I think for the normie audience, which is the vast number of ticket purchasers, I don't think they pay attention, and I don't think they really know who James Gunn is.
Yeah, I think I think his desire to fill that Kevin Feige role did make it harder for people like us. But so my mother-in-law watched the movie before I did. And she's the kind of person who will watch a movie 50 times in a row. And when I walked in when she had it on, she's like, "Oh, she kept going, where's Henry?"
He froze again.
Am I back?
You're back.
You said, "Where's Henry?" And then you froze.
She kept going, "Where's Henry?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's just not Superman." And she went, "But why? But why?" And then she kept trying to watch it. And
the internet's been asking that for years.
And then I could tell she's just not. She likes anything. She will say anything is good, and she did not put her endorsement on it. Like, she's the kind of person where when she's watching a movie, she does this. "Oh, him! Like she's one of those. And I didn't hear her making the typical.
The what? The what?
Leaving us in suspense.
All right, let me propose something on why Black Adam could legitimately beat out Superman.
I'm trying to be polite to your dumb movie, James Gunn. Stop making this difficult.
Stop breaking my internet.
He's cutting your internet off.
I love it.
You're going to make me say what I really want to say on a nice family show.
You know, like last night on Toonie Talk, we were talking about, because I'm writing a listicle for Geeks and Gamers this week about the top 5 DC characters James Gunn should never touch, and Maddie brought up the ultimate one is Etrigan.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine James Gunn writing Etrigan?
Yeah, he'd be rhyming fart jokes the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I got to ask a question, because similarly adjacent to Superman was an actual role by Henry Cavill called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Did you see that?
I
didn't, and I wanted to.
I saw that.
But I found that to be one of the most enjoyable movies of that period of time. And that's kind of how I look at the box office like right now. Like quarterly, I kind of take a snapshot. What was the best film of that period of time, or the best film of that range of time? And sometimes it stretches more than a quarter. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 quarters. But I'll just say I very much enjoyed Cavill in that film, and I was like Gunn's actor, what Corn Sweat, that's his name. Mm-hmm. By the way, terribly unfortunate name. But he didn't deliver the same kind of presence as Cavill does.
But he wasn't directed to deliver the same presence. It is a very different Superman.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's major, pansy Superman. I agree with you. He was never powered up to 100%. A lot of people say that's the point. He's not 100% Superman. I'm like, he's like always dialed down. And even the edited scene of the interview between Lois and Superman was still like off-putting. In fact, a lot of the way they presented Superman throughout the film, including in the mirror zone of the unfortunate like parallel universe garbage. Like I was thinking, Gunn, you just did the thing that you like criticized Disney for doing to Marvel with the multiverse. Like, why? And nobody talks about that aspect, right? That like basically Gunn multiversed it and then created like a pocket dimension and all of that. I just that was my disconnect with the movie. The only thing that apparently my favorite movie of the year, according to Marvin, that really just took me completely out, was that moment, because I'm like, no, we're not doing this again, and they absolutely did it. And where do these other beings come from that were trapped in this pocket universe, and why was this necessary? That's
my take on it. And I asked, I think when we first talked about the movie, and I think others disagreed with me, but I read the machinery that he was using to open that pocket universe that was created was appropriated boom tube technology that he had converted to use.
Oh yeah,
to open this pocket dimension. And so to me, it wasn't so much that. What's that?
Boom tubes would have worked better.
That's true.
That was just my take on it. And so to me, I didn't see it as the same thing as a multiversal thing. He did create a pocket reality, but it was sort of, in my mind, by appropriating and reusing somebody else's alien technology.
I would sorry.
Go ahead.
I would say I'll give him this. He used like pocket dimensions are a common thing in terms of DC super science, and they do use they use the technology to do these weird little things. And usually, if you need to explain where well, I guess they did this right after Crisis, where they needed to explain Superboy, because when they rebooted Superman's history, there was no Superboy, but the Legion of Superheroes comic was still running, and Superboy was a major part of that, and they used the pocket dimension to kind of justify what they did. So,
but it's the first movie.
Okay, well, Zach, listen, we can't talk about that. I sat down and had a long conversation with someone about, what I would have done to have made this movie better. And without having to, just leaving the majority of the movie alone, where listen, Lois is not going to waste a bunch of time. Like the video message, Lois is going to do everything in her power to disprove the video message because it's Lex Luthor's. She's not going on the mission to go rescue Superman. She's going to go disprove Lex. And then that's how you get to the point where Lois uncovers what the plan is. The fact that this Lex Luthor was just a tall infant is really, really irksome. And why can no one say his name right? It is Luthor, like the god of thunder, not Luther as in Vandross. Why can't they say his name right?
I love that you correct everyone who says it wrong.
Because it's Lex Luthor.
I know. I'm not being sarcastic. I legitimately love that you do that. Just like you and I correct everyone that tries to say Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, and then
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
So it's
I thought that was one of the best little things in Batman.
Ra's al Ghul.
Now, is it Raish or is it Raz?
It's not Rash.
My favorite was in Arrow, when he's literally like, my name is Ra's al Ghul, and Oliver and all the other American characters like, oh, it's Ra's al Ghul. Like, he told you how to say it.
But now all of a sudden I'm thinking of Rash. Anyway, it's fine.
I'm going to out myself as a Philistine here because I have never liked the pronunciation Raish. I prefer Raz. I think Raz sounds better.
Good for you, Lorn, but that's not how it's said.
It's like Jeffrey.
Okay, definitely Marvin is the pronunciation master of the universe.
Dude, have you remember during the W administration how he kept saying Saddam Hussein?
Saddam Hussein. I mean, eventually he ended up being very sad, but
Can you imagine how that must have frustrated Saddam too? He must have just sat in his palace and went, "That bastard!
Okay,
why can't he pronounce my name right?"
Look, the king of mispronunciation certainly is Trump, and we enjoy that. So I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
Well, I also heard that in another language, Saddam is like an insult, like it's slightly off color, so it was intentional.
Hey. So is it like showing somebody the bottom of your shoe?
Like a shoe being thrown at you?
It feels a
no,
bit like
that's
something...
No, I know. Show the bottom of your shoe like
out of the way of those.
It feels a bit like something that would be in a Bugs Bunny Elmer Fudd cartoon. It's like, hey, Saddam, and I still just imagine that he would just be going nuts.
Saddam at the pass.
Usay, go kill that man.
You see, now that you say it, Bugs Bunny propaganda cartoons from that war would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
They bring that back
so true
all the time now.
They don't like revealing some of the tricks that we use to irritate the enemy. That would be definitely one of them, though.
I was trying to say this before about Black Adam, though.
Oh,
I have a thought. I want to bounce it off of you guys about why Black Adam could legitimately have outperformed Superman in streaming numbers, and that is because nobody paid to see Black Adam in the theaters, and people actually paid to see Superman.
Yeah,
and so when it finally hit streaming, everyone's like, "Yeah, I'll watch it." But Superman was a known quantity.
Well, I think Superman also didn't do terrible on PVOD. I think people actually did buy it because they made it very affordable.
I'm kind of worried about that model because ultimately it'll bring. First of all, it's going to bring the production prices down, but it'll bring the theater revenues down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're observing that in real time.
Yep.
My look in doing what I used to do for work. I needed to step back from everything and analyze it from like a larger view. And that's why, that's how I am as a creator, and it annoys people, and it's fine. But when I look at stuff like this, especially in entertainment, I'm like, you cannot afford to do that. You had a built-in reliable cycle that you absolutely destroyed willfully. And you can't rebuild you can't create within what you're trying to build now that same kind of success. So you cannot spend the kind of money that you're spending on films. Yeah. It's not something you can maintain. It right. Isn't.
Well, every industry started chasing the subscription model, and there are a whole lot of industries that are not appropriate.
That doesn't
for it.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. Some things are, like some delivery services of things people perpetually need makes sense there. But when like Nestle's Nescafe wanted to do subscription only for their pods, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. No. And when it's something like a movie where people are voting with their are used to voting with their dollars individually per movie, subscription model doesn't make sense, because how do you share costs among all these different things?
I'm going to introduce you to the nuances in gaming real quick. And you probably know these, Martin, because you're a pretty brilliant guy. But MMORPGs are a subscription model video game. Mm-hmm. Everything else isn't. And the problem is they did this same thing in gaming, which is why gaming's going to have a shorter cycle than it deserves, versus these other entertainment options that decided to pursue that avenue.
Right. Well, like how the Xbox's Game Pass is cannibalizing sales.
Well, and the fact that they just raised prices is going to cannibalize anybody that supports them.
Right.
Xbox went around and said, how can I commit Harry Carey? Mm-hmm. And they found the fastest way.
But didn't you see that post they made, Culture, where they said, this is an Xbox. Anything can be an Xbox. Yeah, that means they have a bright future ahead of them.
You know, my pregnancy test can be it's a bad plan. Look,
some of those can run Doom, though.
They can't. By the way, Doom on a calculator, amazing stuff. So anyway, but the whole point being is I don't think any of these people thought past the spreadsheet. This is why I keep saying, you can have 1,000 advanced degrees. I don't care. If your life is managed by a spreadsheet and not by real world experience, and you haven't talked to the people who buy your stuff, you got big problems. And none of these game companies did it. They all pursued the magical rainbow that was supposed to take them from point A to point B. And it didn't matter what industry you were in. I mean, look at Julie Taco. We were just talking about her. But when it comes to games, when it comes to cinema, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. It doesn't translate. People are used to getting their entertainment in specific ways. Mm-hmm. And the minute we had the interruption of the pandemic, right? They tried to change the model like in fast mode, because they were like, oh no, we're getting revenue this way. It doesn't matter if people go to theaters. They just figured out that's incredibly wrong. Mm-hmm. We need those other 6 avenues of revenue that we completely abandoned. And not only that, they need their theater presence. And I think they're just starting to wake up to that. Marvin's been writing some great articles on That Park Place that kind of outlines this, whether he meant to or not, that theaters are like required for this to all work. And everything that came after is too, including physical sales, which I think the game companies are going to wake up to here shortly.
Well, the other part too, with the magic of theater is that it forces you to pay attention.
Yeah.
If you're watching at home, you can be very easily distracted, and you're probably not gonna know if you really like a movie or not, or if you want to recommend it. But when you go to the theater, you get absorbed into the experience, and you start picking up so again, not to be super nerdy about it, but has anybody ever watched Star Trek: The Motion Picture?
Oh yeah,
yes.
I saw it in the theater when it released. So awesome. Come on now.
So a lot of times I think people mistake this as being super indulgent, but when you see the Enterprise for the first time, it's
it's amazing.
No dialogue. It's just the beautiful score. and it's giving you a sense of scope on what you're actually
scale.
Scale. So when the Enterprise goes and finds the V'ger planet, you see how small it is. It's also kind of comparing and contrasting what's actually happening with Kirk himself, because it's a really big emotional moment for him as he's seeing the ship. I it was a Fathom event not too long, so I finally got to see it. I've only ever seen this on the small screen. Yeah,
it was a Fathom event.
Yeah, it was a while ago. This is a while.
Oh, okay. I was like, missed out.
It was a couple years ago. It was when Shatner was doing his little "I'm going to talk about the movie at the end of the movie" thing.
Okay.
So I finally got to see it, and I'd say I actually walked away with an entirely new appreciation for the film.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, which is why I do not like what they've done with the VOD releases. Especially working in theaters for years, there really needs to be a much more concerted effort to make sure that the theater experience survives.
Agreed.
I think they're slowly starting to come around to this. I'm a little fearful that it might be that it may be a little too late, especially with the lack of viable movie stars now. What do we do in a couple of years when Tom Cruise is probably too old to be a movie star and kind of slides into the Robert Redford category? There is really no one there to fill that void.
Tom Cruise is going to go out in the saddle.
So it's and I feel like they have forgotten. They've forgotten how to talk to men and how to sell movies to men. I think they've forgotten how to make an actual action film without it being a CG, get together party at the Villages. It's you have to reteach people how to have patience for things again, and you have to also dismantle the 10 culture. If it's not a 10, people tend to want to poo-poo all over it, and I'm like, no, it's a 7 is still a pretty solid movie.
And look, and that's kind of why I toned down the way I did a lot of my film reviews, because of that very reason. I'm like, not everything's a 10. And that's why I never gave things a 10. It's almost impossible to get. And look, I'm going to tell you, this is a real story. I saw Star Trek the Motion Picture twice. The first time I saw it in theaters, I got a wet copy, which means the sound was garbage when we got towards the end of the movie. Yeah. So, and then obviously sound editing was going to be an issue on that anyway. They rushed the copies of the film at the very end. Most people don't know that story. Tom does. But when we talk about that movie, we have to talk about the fact that if you saw a non-wet copy, by the way, there were wet prints everywhere on that. But when you saw something that had fully been allowed to dry before you saw it on again, you have to remember, these cameras have these giant film reels, these giant platters where they load the film, and then there's a splice in it, and then they load the other reel of the film. And if they're wet, it's not done, it's not cured, it's not finished. So the first time I saw it, I still loved it. But V'ger sounded weird. The soundtrack sounded crazy weird. There was a lot of issues. And then when you saw an actual finished cured copy of the film, it was much better. It was still, the sound editing was still awful, but everything else about that film did exactly what Kevin Apollo said. It not only is he describing the scale and the scope early in the film for that reason, it was done for another reason. So at the end, when you got to V'ger, right, they could show an ego check for Kirk. That's what exactly that was the. Gosh, I hate to use the word allegory, but that's what it was. It was like an immediate ego check for we're still small. And we need to realize that when we go out into space or anywhere else, or even here on this planet, we're infinitesimally small compared to everything else around us. And that film gave you kind of the scale that Kevin was talking about that you weren't getting at that time. And that's what was great about sci-fi at that time. It just allowed you to believe, especially Star Wars, okay, there's all this other stuff out there. And we don't know anything about all this other stuff. We don't know about all the bigger stuff out there. We don't know. And that was what was amazing about it. And by the way, go ahead.
That's the problem with modern movies. Everything's just so trivial. Anything can happen. Look at The Rise of Skywalker. They'll just yank anything off the script, and there's no setup. There's no we have a planet buster, super duper Death Star, takes out 5 planets at once. But yet you feel nothing. You feel empty and hollow, like I'm about to die at a retirement home. No, I want my Star Wars to have substance, thank you.
Well, and as Lorn wanted us to talk about it, and I can't wait to talk about it next week, when you look at the 3 Star Wars sequel films, the Disney, what do we call them now? Disney garbage? Get Disney threequel, Disney hand wave at Star Wars, whatever. I think that's a bigger part of the conversation because it disrespects everything that came before in an entirely unique way. And we could talk specifically about Force Awakens, but it just steals from the previous film. And a lot of us walked out of that theater going, well, that felt familiar. That felt like Star Wars. And there's a reason. It was episode 4. We just didn't know it yet. Just with a chick. Anyway, I don't know, Lorn. I don't mean to speak for you, but what do you think about my assessment?
No, I think you're right. And I think that I had a similar position as Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers, I think, in that when The Force Awakens came out, I remember being angry at the end of the film and walking out.
Trying to figure it out.
No, I knew I didn't like it. But I convinced myself that I did because I didn't want to not like a Star Wars film. And so I forced myself to watch it a couple more times, and I decided it was fine. And I was really excited for the next film because then we're really going to see what's going on. And then I saw the second film.
Oh.
And actually, for a little while, I still tried to hang on. I spent months theorizing and thinking to myself, okay, it was almost panicked explanation. It was one of those things where it's like, all right, they could do this, and I will say this. Initially, I actually thought that it was bold to kill Snoke. I actually thought it's like, all right, that's something I didn't see coming, and it worried me, but at the same time, I thought there's no way that they did that without having planned for it. You wouldn't do that. No, nobody would do that.
Be that dumb.
Right. And I spent a good long time trying to convince myself that they had to know what they're doing. Nobody would gamble on something like this. And then as stuff was ramping up for The Rise of Skywalker, I heard rumors, and I thought, there's simply no way they would be that stupid. They're talking about essentially remaking in a Disney way what was widely considered to be the worst Star Wars story ever written, the one that we specifically said, all right, we don't want you to get rid of the EU, but if you get rid of Dark Empire, maybe that's okay. And it's like, all right, well, then the teaser trailer came out, and it ended with the Emperor laughing. And it's like, all right, I went to full rage.
Somehow.
And yeah, it was like at that point, it's like I knew I was done. I did not see the movie in the theater. I didn't go. It's the first time I ever had a Star Wars movie that I did not go to. So.
But that sentiment was shared by many people, Lorn. You weren't alone in that. It's just, I have many siblings, so anecdotally, I'll just say, we took like the extended family to one of the first showings of Force Awakens. I'm going to revert back to that one. And one of my youngest brother, one of my siblings, when we were walking back to the cars, because we all parked relatively close and everything else, and we saw it in IMAX, so it was an enormous presentation. We saw it the best possible way, at the best possible sound, PLF and everything. So we walked out of the theater. It was silence. It wasn't the bubbling excitement that you would have walked out of like the prequels, right? So you just imagine like 12 people walking back to their parked vehicles, not saying anything.
The thing that I remember about the end of The Force Awakens is I was so angry by the way it ended. It's seeing that we've waited this whole movie to see Luke, and we just get that thing at the end. I remember getting up and walking out. I didn't even stay for the end credits, which again is not something that I normally do in a movie. I usually stay to listen to the score.
Score. Yeah, I listen to the music too.
Trying to think of how to put this. See, I lost it. Never mind. The most infuriating thing though about that trilogy is that there was no plan. JJ did what he does best. He created a bunch of mysteries that he had no answer for.
Yeah.
And then Rian Johnson blew them all up.
He nuked them.
He nuked them and made it so that there was nowhere for the story to go in the third one. So that the next person, all they had to do was walk back all of the things that he did. It was absolutely insane.
Yeah, there was no, and that's my biggest problem with the second film is there was nothing to build on because everything just got knocked off the table. So when JJ came back, he had nothing to work with. But it doesn't change the fact that after the first film, and I walked out of there, and again, my youngest sibling and I'll finish this up real quickly. We looked at each other. We didn't say anything. We just looked at each other, got in our separate vehicles with our appropriate family members, and headed back to our own domiciles. And it was like a week later, we actually talked about the fact that something's wrong.
I mean, look, when I first saw the trailer, and I've said this before on the show, but when I saw Finn for the first time, I was like, you know what? Former Stormtrooper becomes a Jedi is an elevator pitch that I can get behind. Former Stormtrooper has to seek out Luke Skywalker and become a Jedi.
It was all good.
And then it was just like, nah, Kathleen Kennedy becomes a Jedi.
Well, listen,
go ahead.
We did what everybody does with all J.J. Abrams projects. We saw the breadcrumbs and we wrote a better story than he was ever going to want to try.
My gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, guys, we got to save this because we're going to talk about it.
All right. Okay.
On the next
We'll
show.
talk about it next week. All right.
Kevin, do you want to set up the next thing we're going to share before we go out for the night?
Oh, sure. So I got a little sneak preview for everybody for something that are coming. So it's the last 8 days have been a little chaotic, but I'm going to in the next 2 weeks I'm going to be up in the mountains again, so I've got some time to do some things, and I think people are going to have some fun. So here's just a little taste of what's to come.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this to go full screen.
Ooh, look at that! Hey, you whipped it out.
There we go. All right, here we go.
Bring to your house, the house of Apollo, where the echoes of legends are all we follow. Turn it up, feast your eyes, feel the fever ignite. Glory to your house, we burn through the night. We burn through the night.
That's really cool.
Holy
Can I just
crap.
Can I just say how much I love this? I love this music. I love your logo. I am so excited for this.
This is
It's
awesome.
gorgeous, dude. Well done.
Thank you. My good friend, the Cheap Rustler, Matt Rivera, he kicked a lot of butt on this. Got really super excited about it. So I can't think of what his social media handles are, but I'm pretty sure it's the Cheap Rustler. So he does phenomenal video production, music production. So if you ever need him, feel free to reach out to him because he works fast and it's well worth the investment.
All right, guys, here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to go around for you guys to promo whatever it is that you have coming up. I'm going to play that again before we go out, and then our outro, and then we'll see you all again next Tuesday where we'll actually talk about fixing the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Maybe.
Well, as best we could.
How can
Marvin,
you fix it?
Well, It's not necessarily
Right.
fixing what they have. It could be more our pitch for what should have been.
So for me, guys, Tooningtown TV, obviously, tomorrow on Tooningtown Wrestling, we're going to be going live during AEW Wrestle Dream. So if you like to watch me suffer, come watch me suffer and hate something.
AEW Wrestle Dream sounds so pansy.
It really is. Thank you for saying that. It really does. And then, Monday morning, we're going to be back with Marvel Movie Monster in the morning. But make sure you guys check out all weekend thatparkplace.com and geeksandgamers.com, where we will have a plethora of news articles coming up for all of your entertainment news as we take it to the mainstream elites.
That's right.
Nolan, what do you got coming up?
See this? This is a video game. It's evil, it's bad, and it will destroy you if you let it. Okay, actually not this game. This game right here. If you want to see a documentary on a video game that was allegedly built with an artificial intelligence experimental from the 1990s that allegedly caused strokes and seizures for all of its playtesters, please check out my documentary/mockumentary on Super Mario 64 on my series Lost in the Files, where I talk about internet mysteries. I got a B-movie, horrors, 80s synthesizer soundtrack. It's a good time. Check it out at youtube.com at Nolan Thunder.
There you go. Check it out. And Nolan actually recruited a lot of people to do voiceover, so you have to watch it. It's really, really good.
Yep. Martin Stone.
Well, I am one of the Lost Guys with Nolan Thunder and Trish and Hangry Table. And we cover, well, most of the time we do things that are lost, but Nolan decided that we should do Scream. Which
Actually,
I guess
it's kind
You're
it's
just
kind of
sucking up
lost.
to Trish at this point.
I think he is. I think he said something bad about Izzy, and this was his apology. But
Trish is great. Come on.
she is.
Trish is amazing.
Nolan had never actually seen Scream.
What?
And so
Neither have I.
Exactly.
What?
What?
Yeah.
It's good.
So
Yeah, it destroyed every other horror project ever again, but yeah, it's great. Freaking
Yeah.
fabulous.
It
Sometimes
was just that good, man.
So
No.
Scream is episode 2 of our Oktoberfest, where we're going all October, all Halloween.
Culture, what do you got?
Tomorrow, I'm talking about the amazing joining of two incredible organizations, just advancing the fellowship in a unique way between thatparkplace.com and Geeks and Gamers, because it's going to be tremendous. The growth is going to be incredible. The fact that everybody's going to piggyback on each other, and all of, people like me, the very low tier YouTubers, are going to be able to use all these stories. That's going to elevate me. It's going to elevate you. It's going to elevate us all and get us far away from the dying legacy media.
What time are you talking about that?
In the morning, and we got fun. It's 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Okay, there you go.
Let me know if you want company.
I might reach out because I need to touch someone. Not only that, but I think that your insight
I
would be
rescind my
amazing.
offer. I don't want to be touched.
You just reach out and touch face.
Reach out and touch faith. And by the way, Marvin, you're certainly welcome. Are you kidding me? I have never, ever had a guest on a Sunday morning show, so you might as well be the first.
Tomorrow is Saturday. Are you actually doing it tomorrow, or are you doing
Yeah,
it?
no, why am I doing that? Why do I want Sunday
What do
to
you
be
have
here
tomorrow,
so-
Culture? What's Saturday?
Oh,
What show do you have
that-
Saturday?
Oh, that's true. Okay, so I just skipped over the amazing That Game Plays on That Park Plays, or on our own channel, actually. I mean,
that gameplay channel. What are you new?
yeah, I'm tired. You guys forget.
You can find us on That Game Place
I
Live at 8
spent
o'clock
all
p.m.
day. I spent all day in that greenhouse. Okay, I'm tired. Tired.
Kevin. Maravita for $1.99 is saying, please link Kevin's channel, and I poked you in the private chat and you didn't respond. Do you have a link that I can give them?
I just did it.
You
Thank
put
you.
it in there?
Oh, I
Perfect.
just saw it. He put it in. He put it actually in the
Yeah, you guys
bigger
are-
chat.
I did the wrong thing.
You're
Sorry, I was in the wrong spot.
That's all right. Perfect. You got anything else you want to pitch before we head out for the night?
No, but I do want to take a second to say guys, the news today, we are seeing we got a front row seat for the evolution of new media. This is an awesome thing, man. This is what happened here. Is you watch two fantastic outlets come together to actually give the world a viable alternative to the dinosaur dying old media. And it's awesome, and you're going to see lots of incredible things. So stay excited, share, tell your friends about it, and just go along for the ride and have some fun, because it's really the future is very bright.
Yeah, we got to wear shades over here. We got to wear shades.
All right, folks, that's going to be it for us. As I said before, I'm going to play the intro for Apollo's new channel, and then we're going to do our outro, and then we hope to see you again on Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Whoop, I got to hit the button again.
To your house, the house of Apollo, where the echoes of
What'd you do, Lorn?
legends are all we follow. Turn it up, feast your eyes, feel the fever ignite. Glory to your house, we burn through the night. We burn through the night.
Lorn and Apollo.